Hi there, good morning again, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're coming from. Today I want to talk to you about a subject called mantras. And if you're thinking, oh, I heard of mantras, here he goes talking about mantras. Mantras are one of the most powerful tools in our arsenal for moving ourselves towards or in the direction of the things we want in our life, or towards spiritual purification. And they're the most underutilized. And the reason for that is that most people, including my teacher who taught me, or one of my teachers who taught me about mantras, didn't tell me why mantras work, or specifically how they work. Because I have a background in neuroscience and NLP and hypnosis, I learned in very detail why mantras work. So I'm going to share that with you, and hopefully, they say knowledge is power. Hopefully the power I'm about to give you will give you an incentive to utilize mantras and see the true power that exists within inside them. So let's start with the unconscious mind for a moment. If you're having a bad day at work, or just a bad anything, and your internal question to your mind was, why does this crap always happen to me? Or why does these situations always happen to me, meaning bad situations? Or why does negative this, that, or the other thing always happen to me? Well, here's the problem with the question. Your unconscious or your subconscious mind is always listening. Now, one of the primary objectives of your unconscious mind is to suppress negative thoughts and or emotions. Now, your unconscious mind will suppress those thoughts and negative emotions for an entire lifetime. So if you're 50 years old, or 60 or 70 or years old, or even if you're 20 years old, and your unconscious mind has suppressed thoughts from when you were 6, 10, 14, or 18, it will answer that question. So let's repeat this again. Why does this crap always happen to me? Well, your unconscious mind is very helpful, and it will go, hold on a second there, let me find out. And will, at the speed of light, fill your mind with reasons why this always happens to you. Now, do you think that the answers that your unconscious mind are giving you for why does this crap always happen to me would be beneficial or not beneficial for the outcome that you're trying to achieve? Well, if you're right, it's not beneficial. It's going to give you 1,000,000 answers or 1,000 answers literally at the speed of light, because that's how fast your unconscious mind will communicate with your conscious mind and tell you all the reasons why you screwed up. So, like if you say, why do I always screw up? Guess what? Your unconscious mind will be right back with an answer, but so fast that at the speed of light, it will download into your consciousness all the suppressed emotions, thoughts, feelings that it had, and all of a sudden you're feeling like, I don't know, not feeling good. So mantras are a way for you to take what's important to you, what inspires you, where you want, or something that wants to allow yourself to move in a direction you want to go, and sort of temporarily reprogram your unconscious mind. But here's the thing. It's only temporary until it becomes non-temporary, which means everything that we experience in our lives, if it happens to us once, we have a thought process that happens, we have an emotional process that happens, and they'll become neuro-wiring. If I had my board, I'd show you, but I'm trying to keep away from the board for these daily rituals. But let's say that, for example, I'll give you a simplification. Let's say that every day on your way to school, a bully came over and went like they were going to hit you. Well, the first time it happened, the very first time it happened, you may not have a reference to what this means. So you may just get hit. And then now you have a neuro-wiring that this ended up being this, would ended up being a thought process, emotional process, this is not a good thing. So go to school the next day or the next week, and all of a sudden the bully comes walking over to you and he does this again. And guess what? He hits you again, or she hits you again. Created a stronger neural wiring. So now, 3 weeks later, you had some time off from school, there's no bullies around, but your cousin happens to raise his hand to a question that his imaginary friend asked him. And all of a sudden you go, like that. Well, why did that happen? Well, because you already created neural wiring, right? And your brain, your unconscious mind had already established that this generally is going to mean this. Except in that case, it didn't mean that. It just meant that your friend or your cousin raised their hand. Has this ever happened to any of you? I can tell you for sure this has happened to me, and I was never bullied. But I've had my mom or other relatives sort of indicate that they would hit me if I did something wrong enough times that when somebody sort of went to shoo a fly, I reacted to it. So this is where the power of mantras come in. So let's say that you're looking to your desire in your life, or for that particular day, is that you want to feel love, peace, and happiness. So a mantra would be, and we always start off with those 20 prana breaths, remember? Because it just relaxes our internal body. We always start off by doing 20 prana breaths. Then we get into a state where we just start focusing on our breath. And you start focusing on the space behind the eye. Just breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, just till we achieve a relaxed state. And then we start in our mind, I am peace, I am love, I am happiness. Now, me, when I do it personally, I do it usually in the morning. I'll do it when the sun's rising. Sometimes I'll have my shoes off. Most of the time I will. I'll immerse myself in an environment like we talked about, being in the cycles. I will allow the sun to hit me all over. Sometimes I won't wear a shirt depending on, the environment. And I will just experience myself in a place where I could be, I am love, I am peace, I am happiness. Now, I'd like you to do that along with me. If you need to pause the tape for a minute, I'll give you time to do that. Because what I want you to do is I want you to just almost expand yourself and allow yourself to become not in the environment. And it doesn't matter. You could be in your living room, but if you can find a quiet place to do this, it would be actually great. If you can do this, watch the tape and then do this later outside and in nature, oh my God, then you're really going to experience it all on. But for now, stop the tape, find an environment, and I'll wait for you. Count. Give you a count to 5. I'll be right back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You back? Great. Okay. Just kidding. So if you can expand yourself, just the way you inhale with the prana breaths, 20 breaths, and expand your body just to feel the environment. Feel the air that's hitting you. Feel the sun. Feel the warmth. Maybe it's cold out. Feel the cold. Feel the vibrational frequency of the air around you. I like to work near nature. As you can see, I feel the vibrational frequency of everything these days. So I love being near trees, especially big old trees, my favorite. But start a mantra. I am love. I am peace. I am happiness. Now I'm going to let you fill in the blanks. Always starts with I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am. And I'd like you to notice that as you're saying the words in your mind, or you can say them out loud verbally, I want you to feel your environment. I'd like you to feel the breeze, the tingling sensation, whatever you're feeling, whether it's the sun on your face, the cold on your feet if you're not wearing shoes, the dew in the air, or one of my favorite times to do this, and you probably heard me say this before, is out in the rain, because if you get out in the rain, you're not only in the earth, but you're in the water, and usually the wind is blowing the rain, and we don't have the element of fire, but we got 3 of the 4 elements that we talk about as earth, wind, fire, and water. And when you can immerse yourself in that and you go into a mantra, I am love, I am peace, I am happiness. Now, whatever your mantra is to you, that's a personal thing to you, and you can make your own up and you can utilize them all the time. But for people in the work environment, and I'm in a work environment, I do talks around the world. One of the things that I like to do is I like to bring myself to the audience, and sometimes people respond better to passion, and they aspire better to inspiration, and I want to contribute, right? So when I first started talking, I had a lot of fear, and this is going back a long time now, but I had a lot of fear in me, and I was thinking about whether or not they were thinking that my words were not true, or that I didn't know what I was talking about, or that whatever, the unconscious mind, right? The ego is just tries to take over. So one of my mantras is, for when I go out to speak, is passion, inspiration, and contribution. So anytime before I go on stage, I'll get into a peaceful state. I'll do my 20 prana breaths. Sometimes people look at me, but people who know me know what I'm doing. And I will stand there and I am passion, I am inspiration, I am contribution. I am passion, I am inspiration, I am contribution. So whatever it is you're going to be doing, like if you need something, like you're going to go into a situation in your life where there's going to be some anxiousness or some fear, there's going to be some uncertainty, you can say that I am fearless, I am confident, I am brave and secure, I am fearless, I am confident, I am brave and secure. Whatever it happens to be, it doesn't matter. But if you start to write down the things that are troubling you on a daily basis or a weekly basis, or scenarios that you have where you have fear, start to write down the anti-fear formula of who you are. Because don't allow the unconscious mind to influence ego to tell you what you're afraid of, stuff that you might not even remember that you're afraid of that happened 25 years ago. Start to re-establish a new programming in your unconscious mind that the ego can go to. So the first time that you walk out on stage, after I've done this 20, 30, 40, 50 times, I walk onto stage, I feel I am passion, I'm inspiration, I'm contributing. Instead of how I used to be, was like, oh my God, I am scared, they're gonna hate me. So, and that's the unconscious mind talking to the ego, and the ego brings in the fear, and you walk out like this, like, hello, my name is Tori. I hope you don't throw me off stage today. So what I want to tell you, and what I think you can see here, is that mantras can give you tremendous power, right? And while you're doing the mantras, you're increasing the neuro connections throughout your body, the same neural connections that allowed you or me or a child to be fearful when the bully raised their hand, even if it wasn't the bullying, it was somebody raising their hand in class. They have a neural wiring that created like, he's going to be hit. You can create this new neural wiring that I am cool, I am awesome, I am brave, I am professional, I am. And what this does for you, and everything that we're going to do here, and all the daily rituals that I'm sharing with you are designed to increase your vibrational frequency, increase your awareness of your environment, allow you to raise yourself up higher and higher and higher. Because my goal here, and you probably heard me in other sessions talking about that most seminars or most technical courses or things that teach you, they'll bring you up to 50%, 60%, 80%, but you're always left sort of like, okay, the class is over, everybody give a hand of applause to the, whoever, and then we go back home and we go back down to where we started from. So with the mantras, you can not only continue your process of raising your vibrational frequency, or raising your awareness, or raising your consciousness about who you really are, and allowing yourself to go past the 80%, higher and higher and higher, until you reach the ultimate, which is total connectedness, 100% connectedness to our higher self, which again, and you'll hear me talk about this a lot because I'm going to offer it to you later, is the process of spiritual purification, or the process of achieving ascension, which means you're no longer living your life with a unconscious mind and an ego that's sort of like its henchman, saying unconscious mind tell ego to go beat somebody up, where you're connected to your higher self, which has your ultimate intention for who you are, why you're here, what you do. It's the ultimate programming guide. If you had a cable channel, is your unconscious mind. I'm sorry. The ultimate programming guide is not your unconscious mind. It's your higher self, who then downloads your unconscious mind, and we wipe out the ego, no longer needed in this scenario here, and we allow ourselves to live our lives the way we were intended to live our lives, which is in a place of peace, bliss, and total happiness, where manifesting is something that is no longer a thought, a wish, a desire. It's like, I want to experience, and the experience is there already. So I don't want to continue with this because I tend to run on. I told my producer that I wanted to keep my videos down to originally 3 minutes, and I think that's when I started, and ego was telling me that they're not going to like you. So now some of them are approaching 20 minutes, and if they're too long, you know what, shoot me an email. I'm not sure I'm going to shorten them because I like talking, but I'll see you again at the next Daily Rituals, and have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending wherever you are in the world, and peace to you.